say
na wo didi piankrofo wu ye kra na ye man ka sorry
wo kan enti wo di wenu a ye kan
masa wo ka sorry wo ka sorry we kra put there is the leeway to pay say ye betuam ka mo nkofo sika excellency Mahama na betua nkofo coupons ama wo mo yes koko hwehwem Messi excellency Mahama
aso ya ko join this forward suggestion na
wono na ko Messi wono na betua mo coupons me pa cho mo mutua den
wo ko join this forward
me pa cho mo mutua den e de be na mutua ye mu didi pi mu gigi esika
ya ka kokko e
Messi mu gigi esika mo de mo pese mo ka mo
Can I not hear to a mama? I
am saying arrangements have been made to pay.
What banner your bonus
have been made to pay.
Now, person to say, one may be a cocoa, no, my joy,
papa, cocoa farmer. And me papa will no a cocoa farmer. Yes, cocoa farmers or a cocoa farmer. Now you cocoa politicians who hear cocoa farmers who hear one tears into the
in January Asɛm. Me na na konkruma yɛmfa ne nka me papa.
What creative phantoms to say na me nuanom na ho a hokra yɛnka wasɛm.
Abusuye mo bibia kwaba. Na yɛmfa mbra mega TV platform we eso. In fact, asɛm aba. Na asɛm na aba no enso ano edi. Endra finance minister Kisin Atoforsen address press the general public on cocoa issues. Na the akowie any say see cocoa price a drop from I think 1,500 or so, sorry 3,500 or so ne kakra guso aba BC 2,500 and something. Na sa same way Ghana for bebre yante omode. In fact me am I'm not happy about it. Obia obeka se sadie we a strategic way no. Neni pakro Ghana yi especially kuafo. Ade a ya. But the akɔwie ni na so NPP aban eno moye sadie we. Se munim se NPP free so na kuku board engine na nan so. Se mokai se duru baabi na ye kan wasem se de nneɛma si kɔ na nhwɛ yi a Ghana ekuku no ye de kwa dwaman so monto because enkofo e de nhwehwemu bi bae a na kuku no pins small metals bi ɛwɔ international market ka ho bi ene ama ye price no enye lucrative ama international market no omo evaluate ye price no afi so China for edi omo ho gimu omo ba kurom ha be sai kuku ema ye di eni se hwe omo ena omo kuduaye ene omo nyina gie prices omo nyina gie ye market nti ebeden ena kuku bo ema fom na Yaa Juntuah presidential staffer o Jubilee House oni sampan owura former mayor Kumasi NPP aban mu na owo omo clâshed ewo obi ni shoso na ombeka ya endra kodwo pon kroma eni ne nkrofo be ye press conference omo kirema Dr. Randy Abbey omo nyini si nkyɛn na owura no omo mpe obi timi eye den aye adwuma no because omo susu se adwuma no one ne nkrofo bi no mo ho no omo nim adwuma no ni so saa na tie ana sen inisity yenko na intie nkomo ni bi koba mega analysis ewu bia no me de beto aso ewo ye platform eso nyankopon enhyira na onkan de ntie se ni bi
bibi sa ba ya de asif enye sase efa ne ho ofili se ne sitie no but these things happen and you way ye den ye hwe a ebeye eyi me hu se abotoye ni ho because of sika na yate so no bie ne opese yeti ni sika so but yesre wo ma omunya some patients no munje whatever is because half is better than none. Ultimately you say half no it is better than none. Into no me believe say obi or the be in politics of course. I mean when your opponent gets the leeway out the be politics because I heard saying say you almost can say be most of the things no one they talk to her and omo tie at 20 na they were be implemented. But something like cocoa roots are non-core activity fairness and cocoa body, and one, they don't have expertise in construction of roads. Also idea very intensive, but it is also necessary because say a kwanye ko womo efuma na say womo enye papa no cry now that we are going to have farm gate issues because then access becomes a problem. But they say na yesi be ye free warm say, but I also want a collaboration that the Ministry of Finance or more Ministry of Roads they should collaborate with Cocoa Board, the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Agriculture to find out which roads and even send roads in the city, because I believe say big tracks near then so some of the reforms now or more it is great. Another reform I may is the one about the processing of our beans. For the longest possible time, I advocate say yen process your beans. Because you see, cocoa processing company, my advocate from now you come in chroma time up to Nanado time. Do you get me? Yeah. Nanado time me a paper class general secretary that cocoa for cocoa processing, and I know how much the chocolate a bit me sike de bebre. Apart from chocolate no crown, omo cocoa butter, omo your friend is saying powder no cocoa powder. Black cocoa no almost how about could be so say Milo. They can do so much, but they be because it's no money adequate machinery in at the end of the day no money mean produce it to meet the demand. They be any demand no they be outstrip supply. Ultimately bibi omo ye kra ye femi papa ye mi ye bi omo the picture efa cocoa no omo ye card brand no obi any boy nya den 100 chocolate yes o picture on bet me their brand they atoso can be person the to be the better so with a message me ye be me the kokuma say amanfo ani agise o mutugu so and box about question 100 me person me bobo say bia na me ye campaign am, but it is great say bibi say it's almost started so more project the bia na me ka chom say why don't you project this no I'm say na machines in announce me na kwa sorry. But you say a marketing manager the biana needing komo, and I did papers, I wrote letters to government at the time say police said they should retool cocoa board cocoa processing, and I'm happy that today government be retooling cocoa processing. It will change the trajectory of events. That's even 50% or more of our cocoa will be used na ye timi aye den ye dia bibia ebe boye ne asan export bi maybe I make us a story was Switzerland. I entered the chocolate maker. I entered the chocolate shop in Switzerland. Me share board no so nyina me hu ye and na me yi me busa ma me so nim Ghana chocolate no see you David golden tree or say David Switzerland na me took one be me kuta chocolate me pe chocolate even though I'm allergic to it no me aso den there baby ana me kuta me allergy and say my ruby my huni master say ye nema say me no my allergy ta you say benfo baby o say ade ne kunga ade ne kunga say but inti me ye na me che mami yes and me the man no book a credit no o say o din bi chocolate for you din bi bofu din bi ana mu oduma me kakra but obuchi no tim so wonimu no say wow this is cocoa and I'm say ni bi no so hu krada. So globally no even to put Ghana on the world map no we have to produce some of these side that cocoa no na me patro ma me sima mi no patro you na me nye we ensign emra ya say excuse me the minority in parliament a press conference on nsema finance minister Edi Etudwa no yenkonkotie won tew honorable Kojo Ponkroma and address a press conference no honorable apomi there ya me adumo bi me ba so say wona address a press conference no me boa anyame nko honorable Drew honorable Amin Adam Ansana me yeah me Ansana address na joint sectors
Okay.
Because cocoa asɛm na aba no first affect cocoa industry na nkasa. It also affect treasury no our finance committee for the first. And some also impact on the broader Ghanaian economy no.
Okay. Into me pacho mo demand specifically then following in summer finance minister Editudja NA.
I mean, first of all, you chere mo di akọ fanse mo nyina ba. Nema mienu na akọ fanse mo nyina ba. Ba ko ni reset a mo ye okuku board o se kwa ye fa so eton ye koko no ma sesa no. Am pase cocoa prices in jina fako. On say commodity prices cocoa, petrol, gold near the prices in jina fako. Global demand and supply my prices ni be cost na ba form na cost na ba form. Nti okwan a ye fa so eton ye cocoa a ye tumi hedge. Ekwan ye fa so ton ye cocoa a hedge. And say ye ntoni now on spot prices. So toni now on spot so toni now on spot prices are price no cost run e ba form a ho be kire.
Yeah.
Nti dia ye and say ye ton be 70% on forward sales.
Sure.
No may estimate and forecast of pricing near to me and local prices be womb. Now fee 30% near on spot. And only I did it to a buy we buy or say yen into your basis on why in a spot because our time no not spot prices no cost but because now I have told bear 70% on futures into no ultimately take advantage of the high spot prices. But at least what price security. No the politics I say I was say you Bay 6,000 or 7,000 Emma cocoa farmer no. They were looking at spot prices. Omoba be mo no mo say asem no mo kano. So on this one also more reverse and more reset trading framework no.
Yes.
Nti omo reset trading framework na to say no. Omo ton be more than 70% on spot and sana ketu be 30% on forward. Into both a spot now, if you have world market prices bad down at the count, and no, I want to forecast or mocas a world market bad down because hedging arrangement are near what through for sales no, Maseno, politics into Maseno, or more nim trading near the more you almost trading ho near there politics into instance. So first one is almost change trading framework. The second one, so they say. Ya pompe dollar go Ghanaian economy ni moama and the CD is overvalued. A lot of the economists who be say Mombekacho said the CD is overvalued. They are not allowing the regular demand and supply to operate. Ti do mo ya no so mo pompe dollars go market no so. Na no yes basic economics show say so overvalue currency will exports relatively more expensive. Now for import ayefo. In the instance so one say Ghana economy no the name fear butchery bar. Foreseen near my own manufacturer as a bump. Okay, because we are taking near my but because of the injection, my currency I appreciate it. If you see a year can, maybe move through some way and a year, and ya that. Ghana no say ye may but they are more no a pumping. First, no more interested they were not pumping. But pumping will export be more expensive. So say I more expensive and we'll lose about close to be 35% of value are now also unya. Tinisuns and so on say and then no say what to cocoa ne good demo unya scam fintia. Now number 2, the aka when him cramp say in send their prices ne kono because what say at the end be no spot say no. Say also teso. That be no what that say Ghana cocoa. Ya catch cocoa kwa force say ya teso 10 million. NPP about them na cocoa ne boy 470 Ghana cedis per bag. Your boy who more could do bear 3,100 that not DBI you to me guarantee pricing security based on the forward sales and hedging arrangements are near.
Yeah.
Say must say BBI the politics. Emma never baby about into demands. But what I mean can
Mitio pa honorable.
Into your demands and who brasim and so man penny the aqua semia banner say penny for do cocoa border or makoyen sacrai or wako create problem. So more than be creating more problems. In fact, announcement or more advice finance for nye ma cabinet akodia to ma cabinet abaya and say yentisono. Because omonye prepared say omobe change trading arrangements no back to their air papa no. Nti omo to a problem no so. So man penny edi kan dom kuma no minority ade ayesra no say problem no be solve a penny for na ko create problem no na da o ma say. No mum pepe bi na pe mpenimfo NDC na mu mpenimfo kuku da momuti kuku ase Momo nko toto nneɛma no yie. Yes, a problem we be cut down a create more problem.
In other words, no, Omampenyin empam Kokobo CEO Randy Abbey sana.
Enyo no nko ampanimfo e ka no ho makwa akoye sanse san wo ho no. A create problem we say no na o ma say. Omo pe baby ntina no mfa NDC mpanimfo eti koko na se no. Bebre titifie NDC mpanimfo bebre titifie omo nim koko adwuma no. Na da roma omo nko ho no omo konko solve because koko no 1 million Ghanaians na ye koko industry ni mo adwuma ho. Nti nyese nkofo mense bi asem na eka. Sa 28% haircut ya bay. Affecting 1 million Ghanaian cocoa farmers. So the omo yemuni omo mani omo ebusuafo na omo ye adwuma ka ho a okeka ko be 3 to 4 million. Nti dom kuma no yeshia ye meeting wie asem a ye de ba abonten se di kan omampani ma sa mpanimfo ni na ntena se no mpe NDC mpanimfo a tie adwuma na se nkonko ye adwuma no. Number 2 sa 3,600 no person tiso ba 2,580 ni de ahobrasimu ye ne ne ya adwen a enye yie. Me Joade na me wo cocoa farms wo me constituency. Me nim so one videos ni bia.
Yeah, me who sa videos.
Cocoa afo no bosumi nan ebi ntumi ntedro no mo. Bosumi nan. Me kotena me officer cocoa afo be gu ho. Akosi akakrampo de osisi o kopa bisia na nka watumi akwa akutua aka na nka ban ready aban tua because nkonfu wu. Enti sa wo kasa wo beti so akọ 2,500 a. Yeah, it will be irresponsible on our part to sit down on consent. Into yesterday, say, would your castle be to access 5 to 7? Yeah, can we say any 3 more day will be to access 5 to 7? Who buy no 6 5 no 1 2 1 and say 3 6. Now 3 6 no so no crano, and no wouldn't you so when you be a more say, I was about chrono, who's a better so 2,800 or say 2,500 a day. Busi nkofo abo edi ato nuro edi egu cocoa farm so busi o mabo edi afa by day for aye adwuma cocoa farms so fertilizer nkofo free now kasa obeti so about 2,580 a Saudi agro nkofo be wu
yeah but no kojo abaya tremu say world market price not dropping from $8,000 to $4,000.
Medical catchers said the entire no impact woman say or make change trading arrangement. That you know world market a drop. Now when I catch you say cocoa, the price is in a fakoda. Omna the politics o. Cocoa the price is in a fakoda.
But the explanation the finance minister Mai Bio NSA say Sisia because of sa world market price drop no. Amaye cocoa no aye too expensive at the prevailing price no to the market. It will want to mean koson tone sir.
Meaning the entire will repeat finance minister Asɛm because all starting ye catching is that all ye ne big critic problem when tie and o my critic problem now kasa na still uti faton chen the entire problem we have ban me catch say world market price no e depot na akosoro na say ye price we depot ye kosoro but say we hedge through forward sales ube to me allocate in a price increase problem we mount. No master eno. Inti so mo person correct here. You change the people, then you go back and change the structure. Don't just come and tell us a world market price. Abafom. Na said that you know abafom. Me I was in a cabinet meeting a world market price bafom. Me kind of fire was for mafo. Ono lead the advocacy the chire mu say. Kwan we ni be to me fast we make sure say yente so. But you be to ya cocoa. I mean you be cocoa kwe no ho ban. And truly, NPP abano ye so Emma cocoa kweni no ankano ye peja price no from 470 Ghana cedis per bag. Edi could do 3,100 despite times are not price no falling. Ye time ane be falling. Da ben out say babeka say enunti no yente so by 10 million. Yanye bida because you acquire a fast so sheshe. Unse ufa o calls no papa ba ko frɛ o say nanti dada dani na cocoa board omunyam faso a den na omde ye openi ba em say deal ba ko say den
deal happening
yes you kwan faso ye timpacho dia finance minister kan fato nchen e yo mo ase na omde bibia ye politics normal say structure na nti na bibi ba say ya na account second one na dollar na mo pump na ye ka bibia o mo nti say dollar ba down me say so pump ya on I was a cocoa account. Another one rice farmers. Mesrao, my reporters omunko into the rice growing communities. Mesrao pa me call rice farms last weekend RBC Juade no videos I made to me and send ya bro and more ya pack your warehouses because they say I buy no subsidizing import say who pump dollar ema o currency appreciate send ya who subsidize or more externalize it think of where this is no na who support you are not supporting Ghanaian industry in the imported rice no be or ne boa be full in Ghana there no to be corner rice farmers wa boka mama ba ko bi amiko no say friend say and say ya say wow say then na for the video na bro obi any warehouse tell me e mu ne gumi so to me tuna ne fee kra because they say imported ones na ba be full
Asempa FM
ya omo e grow ha say no enti e yo omo say na create problem enti your second request ne say restore there so unya hwe kura mana restore 3,600
no okay
then pay emergency liquidity assistance makoko board sa asem no mo ka say processing companies na ekwa ko pay scadia ko makoko board na cocoa board is kana koma LBCs na LBCs they are commercial for uri mukofo be between now and then uri mukofo be between time barikalibo say na barikalibo ebe ko ne bank wa ko pesca no this is kana break cocoa board na cocoa board they are comma cocoa they be
LBCs no
creani bi ote kwabodi no matu ere na mo kan until there was a buy and say ope emergency liquidity assistance and many ya de cocoa board na some say skasem na yeye says skasem na yeye de na criminally managed no ni nya problem we yo wo say ye de na criminally managed ye nya problem ye wo de ya wo say skasem ya yeye en kapesika ma o tentem na wo de later wo ne barikalibo for ne ya waji say skanaba until ye demands no ne stress restore to 36 pay emergency liquidity assistance ma cocoa board no fintua farmers no bail out cocoa board to see montua LBCs no montua farmers no na system structure no back to send an affairs ya no and some ye cocoa recovery program and ya IMF tana say no eno na wo se modiso na nya sa intricacies ya omoye but me phone chewa obi between the time or your announcement any now Senior may constituents frame about this thing. I think the government is underestimating what is going on.
The challenge out there. Okay, but the reform proposals are finance minister announced one of them on the bill about parliament to lock in 70% of the FOB to the farmer. Always into say market price they drop you a cost through they be a 70% locked in and are buying between the farmers no that sounds reasonable.
70% of what?
Of the your friend is saying free on board FOB no.
Now on the FOB price also be same running mabana.
Or say every FOB price no.
Mashada na maybe a question no. Mashada na maybe a question no. Me say FOB price no. On the same running mabana.
I don't think so.
Now, into Omuria and then the government in the determine FOB price nana.
So, a function of the world market price.
No, it's a function of the world market price, and then your friend is saying trading arrangements.
Okay.
It is a what say trading arrangement, you know. Now the catch them say 70%. Obi you know bokamo. Obi, yatna kunyano sudao. Yenim baby ye mistakes. Yenim baby ye right. Yes, buying. Yes, no. Ontie. Yenim say oh goodwill, and say feel say oh goodwill inti. Or ye be biako biankasa. But some of these decisions, Obi, a bit impacted. Let's say, Oko in Krasini Bibra, a Mrantian in Yekoko, I come one in Kokwane. So, what's that tiny cocoa? No, so from 3,600, maybe 2,500. And next year, Kokano Crampo, the only on mobile. What are the implications? Jobs, productivity, foreign exchange. I owe cocoa industry anymore. Bad down. One decision. It is a strap by its own tea. In himself, good will bow the enquete. Umpire some criteria, the Ayakano. Obey the BB woman now, they are solve a problem. Now they are all ye. Because a background into me, as a minute, I could change the price.
But could you my nase more than so a parliament there.
Your parliament, I
okay.
think.
Okay, Mate, and at least what summarize more concerns, no demands na amayen. Bibi any best have bedin komobio. Why? Yeah, that's a pa. Kojo upon chroma of wase ayerebi or a ranking member on the Economy and Development Committee in Ghana's Parliament, bringing us up to speed on our press conference on we ene ewo Parliament. Nana ya Yaa Juntuah. What year omo? Mamintio.
Obi me kasa na utwa me so.
Me pacho twa.
Agenda setting kwa de ti ahwe kasa bebre bo kasa yi.
Nana ya me pacho twa.
Your time we ahwe about also upon 6:30 about 6:20.
Aka Deputy Finance Minister kasa. Nana agenda setting.
Aka 20 minutes na mini ha. Wan fa me time na man no. Ti ase ya
we are here. I'm come as.
Amo mi wi me wi anka me yi. Hwe. Oh, Asɛm ba say we way I come. The way ayi kodwomi aminu kasa no. Many nye ho. Oh, but your main customer, me buy my gentle because me peduani be my gentle to me slow. Also, buy me kasa na boot linku. That be assembly or honest and kuya na makasa. So, Baba Becase way a haircut mu and near Mamma ye will chrome her. I did deep in crofo musica ash. They can't even go back to it. Otemase amanfo sika sampan kra ne sika hye wontimi nkasa na ban nti waye din
Ubia ni wan sika
wana ka kire wo nkofo sika hye aye
risk do payment na just
da bi na risk do pay woni biam di sika dia wadi right na wadi be risk
ka so bi sika hye na che so lusu ni right
some person
Nana ya braba to koko na
koko asem na make hwe
Mamintio
obi Asama aba na ban say through the Minister of Finance see me tua usika we 90%. Say we are say we say abotoye ni ho a enu ntini ye wo nkomodie. Tinye free BB stakeholder engagement e leadership for farmers. Omo betimi akọ back no maka say ye de asem no call ye no ye nkrofo mpe. Nti aban ye de aka no ye pe ade. Mon fire so we can reach mon fire de enye den emmayen 1,000 Ghana cedis kojo kasa o say 10 million and when they use 10 million into abeka 10 million obi ote wa onu oni ofu say a proper 10 million and
508
yes obi en use 10 million obeja abeka say 10 million propaganda keke kojo minua no jade wo ye na mfa so wutia me ka kire because 1,000 into betimi akọ back ye leadership. Everything I will be a cocoa farmers leadership. You call you say into a buying your per se ABCD. Maybe no, where you bind the cow sick and your eye. Into no, your patcho yan she because one fan count one implements I to fertilizer I to maybe a behide into no. Obia a casa, we are see a buy a BBI a dialogue, no war. Into saying now by binds me man 90% of whatever. Into no, dear can you see empty. Aban betimi asan ne hyehyeye no wodi ayeden wodi asoso because obi yemfa nse mi na nto nchen ni mi didwa se wodi dwa ne se okokota ade a ayi ye friends ne bo na aba foma me to ade afiri ho me to na boarding woti ase me kwa akoton a market ni nyina se wodi no boarding ho na beto minister kan wo se ebi asese nkofo to free Togo and the Chinese for kradua koku sort of say amount for to free book a friend is saying Ivory Coast a bit so cry smuggle. So all these things as I see it me share. Now they also can't send no be anti they be a can't send no be anti. I didn't chest into who put a woman now or my sama or kind now or mantin or monim the omoye. She send your mercy a book and then nunti cran yes about by forensic or look at the debt at that ho. I will cocoa. Me grandpa check. Yes, about by forensic audit, a cocoa board. Near Shishim. In Tinkamuti sika su ya. Anka baby a jinny. Asam na by any anom no more actually and ya de and yet pleasant. But and also soon says say obiki kagum. And government has put in place money mamu ye okroma say baba beka na mo kwangeni senka mokasa. Bibike tuwe bi ana masom niema mo ye yankrofo ho kire omo dollar to cedi na yesen They be akoka will be 13 cities 70 do 70 on
move free abam na 14
and do 17 da
e do 17
your friend is inflation 57% a BC da unprecedented and no crampo yenya abotre na mo tran emre so ye na yese mo nkoboko what am I say
we go dey kwafusika atiti so
asem am pese me kire wo ne se me pa cho ma jo ma mi wie
kan no ho asem
da asem am pese me kire wo ne se asem na asi no ehun sunsanson wo ho but aban aye proactive to come out with the measures to deal with it bibi biara ye the measure to kwam inti nipa ene wo measures no ho inti se bibia bakwa na obi nti ase a yetimi tena sesan ye den kase bi utimi do ade me ye adwuma ma ye adwuma public service ma ye adwuma ache se bibi ye de better to even tariffs are ye crampo ye wie ne se your stakeholders can come around and say ABC de ade amode to ho ne yempe ase se ye ni se ye ni se asem na ba be to ho it ekwafo sika so ate. We should also recognize say na price no crampo example world market no and no so kran enkoyi. So how do we go about it? And no very very important. But one no why ye be da what 10 penny and then there was so no masa baba be cancer as if so the angel. Why don't the kojon can their across cocoa board ho? Why is he not talking? Why were the arrangements changed? Because maybe some arrangements now he gave leeway for certain things to happen.
But also some arrangement so am fa cocoa board and situation we mo.
Pepa so no account situation ni bi asida. One would be accepting so mu disie.
Into the world market price are dropping. I be drop your mom so cocoa farmers.
Me say one mu say me pa cho e buy no kromu ma ye hu settings. Me omo kan sem bia me nti ase o. Omo kan sem bia me nti ase. Se ni o si kasa de se de omo ye angels. And omo kan say ne yentie no omo kan say ne yentie. Oti ase obi asem na ba new things are be na fu so ba be kan niam aye bia ayi ye friend say minister aka no bi o ka say bia we die nkeye ni say yankeye no na ye obi a opesa wo dwene oman ho say the minister ka say no ye be no automatic adjustment meaning say the parameters will determine the cocoa price eye anase enye okay bibi say ye say no ye de ye ni baba be come more process na me wo so a wo ba mu na fu so baba be kakra se ne e betimi aboa cocoa rose asema ye kenka na also do wadwene aba e ho ne ye ka se de bia se gumbe otima say cocoa rose ni okay waka ni say sen ye be ye no ye ka present won ka se de wo ka nrechi present na measures na so pesa wo boa measures na ye de aba beto ho no eye den na aboa cocoa farmers ebe boa na emwa to do wadwen ne ba presenter ni eni so pesa obo na se wonko they said the ukuna akoye chacha na walusu wo ba fie ne se fie sika asan o si I told you so nipa na ho chese wo wani age se bibi asi I told you so dey enfe mu man enne the minister kan eye and they keep saying say we are showing up the strength of our seed into omo ye bi my yanke ho antoy obi ni say yes how painful it is so obesisa cedi to dollar at a high rate osimase niema ekukọ su ni sika bi ehu sa afefa baabi national service ni ade omo keka bo mu na nka omo de show up cedi ni man yan anka moayen na bibia no ye na obeye ni ye a wo ye na wo le ni lessons ni de ko ni ye hihia mo asem a wo ken me maka me de ko me si ye nye more marketing obi wo mpo a obi odiga na de na onni abroche de ni bio so we should make it available on the market ye wo yempe silos yem ton free farm gates no na yenye de yenka mom ye betimi e de ama ayi buffer stock ye betimi e create shops and kofo be kwa akoto Ghana rice shops so bo ho pe Ghana rice no so these are measures ye betimi dia to omo de biara gumbe we wo ba be ye gumbe no obebo
ma mentie ni nwie me wi a mesen aba ho honorable Sampine ma yentie o me pacho
obi NDC aban we say enya aban fufuro President Mahama wabedi vice president for 3.5 years obedi president 4.5 years abaya tutia no na bru 1 million na BC da samre no efi 2017 ba no wo munya no ekasai
nyampa obi anya no
na Yaa Juntuah
2017 me anya no
akasa ni TV so akam
2017 me anya no na medam
me say 2017 bepem na no mbe abem ensem o kan krom ha when I introduce the term haircut by enye DDF as a DDP no ne de kan ho
DDP no
enye ye ne de buy NDC for na introduce haircut so usika se na mfa so say na benya ya teso na ne why cocoa haircut
da be na o introduce here come
why cocoa haircut
obi man for evidence nto ho
na when I introduce the term haircut enye NDC for
da be na o introduce here
I think in one of Nanado's public commentary on DDP, or promise that there will be no haircut.
Also, there will be no haircut.
That's where the word
haircut can you NDC for the haircut by
introduce here.
That's not Makati.
Any haircut
no. One of the year in
public.
Nipa scanning this bonds haircut aba. Na said there would the cocoa haircut aba. Was ma champagne ka. Ma NPP di bi
anka. Wow.
Hey, Yaa Juntuah, I'm going to advise you not to. The first time we win election with more than 1.5 million, and just a Ghana for Sabi, will be at what she say, on cancer. And their question, Obi. Asɛm we buy November ho. Busumi 9. Busumi maku and 9. Na president away. No wahefa. Ekrafo me kan ho me mame e kan ho bisi ebi yare pesika to aduro munya obi nom de wo mu kokoo akosi awowa agibusia chese oniso benya 100,000 a wakwaje 100,000 with interest okay say no wo teso 1 million 10 million 10 million per bag and every sika so nti okoji 1 billion busia no okoji ye no wo tino 10 million no busia no okoji ye no o sa bedi akire ka eno da wonwene ho
10 million sika o Ghana
munye kwafo no ho hwe obi yes say $1 billion $1 billion busumi bia na de akogu economy say yemfa show up dollar na ko dinkrofo bi butom because sikano
sampa pa choto
na wo maka koko bodam ka kada obi eweska ho
anti ko di botom
koko muka sa ko di grofo ho no
botom
se ka bana se ama contract why procurement
na se ko di botom so ka se ko di botom
mi ba mi chese
what already obeye
o muka sa na metia mo di dollar ni ba businessmen na wo krom ha womu $2 na womu ko banks na womu jabi enti scan ya na ko hin enti sa 1 billion no e na wudi mu 500 million ebe bo ase okuanie koko okuanie me na me hia obo me na me dwene ho me na me dia no de me katemu apai so owo ebe kan sam kire wo ma betu aba ma me de ekwi enkoyie and to discuss as a year boy, young fan show up. When deputy minister ne Casano calculations or year next can say.
And Choloka said so far the also buy this extra saying baby $150 million.
What is somebody Ghana's come saying?
That's how $150 million. So say your casa buying sign and subsidize 70,000 metric ton more no more better at the reduced price now. Are buying in your scan because that will mean say road be home beka hospital home beka any identity
10 billion now so far my pumping no the cosmetics dollar no incident NPP fan ko Lake Road kwa no a afine mbusumini ye jagu ho no na NPP fan je na nka so am interchange na wo so mo ti so ayi 2 tier no na NPP fan ko ye
na
if you say they are show up they are quite bibi so why don't you find means Adenti enano a president called Zambia 7 okokae also build their reserves. No buy wa build it to this level. Reserves na denti na build. Me kai se COVID buy na chira ye ho chire ye no. Na Yaa Juntuah tena UTV. E ka chire ye se sika no ye se ye reserves no. Ye ho brand ye de bo. Nti ade na sika no ho a nipa ho chire no. Ene de asem na sisa. Ene anansisem no asisa. Sasabun sama no akwachi obi bawe no asema bentinu sese aye kro kwakwa no bi a okofo obi kotua edi na disansem yaba kojo aka bi pa ntimi nko ho transport pricing etise banchi na epaba unsa peba utu banchi abre pa nti boto kakra benya no ba no boarding esi ogugu na asase ne yemra wutimi tu boto be du na gidi se emra na boto numpe ene kwadwam ene emra boto du numbe ba no ne bo be pe hedging aya titi asemo me kai pass oil tama ye oil bi ko ho kwa adwe na sefo ho na hedging me ti ho asem yie pa se adani a hedge eye chacha wakoto wadi I say my bet enu ankrofo say bet dear but I say my bet wakonya mfaso no aba na wo kasa the spot pricing ya ena na kojo kachro no nti wo mo anamon eni bibia wo mo ba ya wo mo so be sisa no including school dan credit
na mo asesa school dan di
se mo beye sa resetting enu ti enyama ekosu koko industry yanka de okoyi koko kwan yo enu nyame na eno yanka contractor onwie kwan no a wo msusu sesika kodin ho no enye sa propaganda no am de batum yanko forensic audit no obi ene yanko kwa me bonse koko bodo mo ti no 1947 eno mo ti koko board primary motive ni say ekua fo ho kwa hihimu a omo de beso o masere eno no de ti koko board wo musika sam no eho asem ne ka ne ne de one ton koko no chance sika beba because they nya no fault because local buying companies no mo misika nti yese bia osimi di gu ho e de atwenebo wo ma eye koko adwuma no mo nim ebi timi especially wo ma eye resourceful kakra no wo mo timi ka so min koton season no min ton me hata wa ma hata yanam de guboto ya ma hata kopim se ya betumu no nya mfaso wote ase enti wanya ne pese odiboko no egu ho sika na eni ho aban no na no mfatika ma enti eru maham akoti wo mkoko ne so 10 million a wote mi anka nipa
1000 Ghana
ade be 10 million 10
million kasa me ma meti ase o
wo bia 1000 Ghana ase
me ka se ma me ma meti ase wo ya santini pa ba yie won be ginanya o si sampan former mayor wa bonsa minia baako mienu miensa 10 million enya enkan no 10 million and sika for no 1000 Ghana me ka enkan no 10 million
now the accounts that the propaganda no
na me kan ho asem menya propaganda we are talking about reality asema esi ne kan ho asem when na propaganda
obi me di bibia bro mpa chokan
asema esi obi enye asema esi ne
o ma wo panyimu na e kasa no
manu pani
mo am pay we di anya me na be kan
me kan se minchro obi cocoa processing enye de fufuro nana dan kwa kufado ne NPP ba bam na ye processing na about 35%. When you said ne cocoa processing I processing her do about 49 or 47%. Okay. It's about 2-3% per now the almost say 1% you achieve by 50% of product, you know. Yes. Me all along I've been an advocate for value addition. Then now you can about cocoa processing company, for instance. Me my one brandy chocolates be a mammy. Na me you didn't birthday na me mom brandy ma. That time na me ye yo myself. Na me ye yo.
No ye me yo no na akoye brandy.
Na me nye me yo I wasn't.
Da be no.
Oh I check bro 8 years.
We mayor no na
bro 8 years and na me ma na mo ma hin ona na ye ona me ka chere say me kwaye bi na me hu ye bi say na ye mayor da bi me hu nipa no na me hu na say na oye no say cocoa processing company
8 years ago no onye mayor
me mayor for 3 years we
oh sir
12 October 2021
yes no mo tawe nipa
me obi antamani
ayo
be antamani
don't be distracted
Chanuntina me see asem no keka ye no baby no de na me nko because the core thing some processing no ebiem ye cocoa no me ka pa na kwa na edi ayi bi buy
okay
ayi no impo cocoa powder no keke nti eno de obi anka se ye di ho fo ana se ye ni sie ye de sa matemom enhihyeya wo masisa no said the omudi pe funding adane die bi wom ehun nsem eno ene ka ho asem the effect on the cocoa farmer
yes
if you say na me no ka say
obi so yes agenda setter
obi enfin me nka say
na me ka yes
no ka yes we you want why you say na ahwe me
Uzaba we. Obi
wa kasa kakra twaso tabaso. Ma time wa ha. About 7 ye ni twaso.
No sheshe wa na.
No sheshe me. Oh, me am enjoy what you saying.
Okay.
Cocoa kwani no. Ono nasem.
They will be an bibia no awoka.
Ekofo a wo interview omo no.
Yes.
Dodo no ase. Wo muma
enye cocoa
enko cocoa kuyem enano pay
ba cocoa kuyem
Adum TV na kwazinsi esere me sinti na ese kura mani ewo mi cash hu mo no ebi se enema ekoso no ebu abam ediwuo be mankrofo
tize
jede na Yaa Juntuah aka se DDP ase dem mankrofo wuye no wensu be kun nipa
DDP no
ebi se obi bosia no wakwaje no I expect to say
ababe so tia bi no krampo no bone
you will turn cocoa
na mo so kra his excellency mahama na betia e ma na mro so bi agenda setting
odi 3000 plus no 30 million no e di kwakoto cocoa no agi se ska na nam huntu akotia ho bosia no ya ti 10 million every so to be there to aputa e ho adwundwene be ma ne BP e be encouragement crofo kra no e de omu cocoa amma galamsey for ne others asay no obi kra ka se mu nkotu anwea ho na asay e bi so hwesika no oje no that time no any de akosi ya willingly no or the bema wo bo it affects the cocoa industry. Na affect the cocoa industry no enye nenkwa o affected forever because we cocoa asase ye to the galamsey na say ya to reclaim the land no kra no it take some years. That's at 3 year kra na say ubenya hybrid cocoa gwa ancha kra no 3 years into we are looking at between 10 to 15 years and sana yet menya the benefit of cocoa. Inti adenti na esi ye ne ma ne sa adan na esi ye ka ensem no now the nka mebo ne na ho sai in the history of cocoa me say fin 1947 until this year any ati cocoa bo so fin 1940 we kai awam Association of West African Merchants so ni say cocoa bo na so for the coffers demonstration by samre no kra ya anti cocoa bo so yanti so na wu a wugina sumpie so e de tutu bento e bo memam 6000 and na ya and na mama is the whole. Now we are looking at the reality wo de when nya price no said the yem fan to no ne bo no what say hwan so 10 million
1008 Ghana cedis.
10,800,000
and an old cedis.
Aye. What jai? Ye can na Yaa Juntuah say, ma sampa nka, ma kojo pankroma nka, mo bi anka, if say ma win election ti. Na woma
I'm doing it too much.
Asɛm ba ho no we yina.
Woma e wo ho na do ye no. Ebi ya NDC for, ebi ya NPP for, ebi ya CPP for. Ebi ya ZA for, ebi ya Yehoa, do say wiase ahini mfa wo mo ho. Enti no mo nto aba. Mebo a. Enti no affected the spectrum of all Ghanaians no. Adentina me ba any say me can be. Me affect me. Because I'm also a little into the industry. Me pride me who say me the doctor kwakwa fie no mo wana kase no. Ba me de kakra metimi di tia me school fees de. Esa me bo ho ban. Na me nim won so a eye adwuma me nana konkruma. Ni fie osi ni kuma se ni ekrum ni natsefo. Ni fie osi kuma se wana me nyine ye wana me tranko school ye amede ni nama me de me papa nsi bia ma me.
Area be.
Be area no on krasi ni nti no krasi na ye wo so na ye wo so ame nti e de say ni Africa bongo ni askwa mo de mo dada ma na eyi ho no ma sha so eyi mrom.
Oh okay.
E ho de skafo ni dada ma na Yaa Juntuah no ye de krasi for ye ko e ba de chichu area ye ba e bi school na abetra ho na e ko school nti eno sa kokoo na ye
na me dada ba.
Na minim wase minim won ma minim papa enim nuanom nim abusuafo minim sika akwa ide asisi budi asisi mo sen na wo bi win sika betwenya we ya 20 million ecosystem ba kumpe
those days.
Aye.
Wana go see
ene wusia me example wusia ene wusia be 100 million wo ko sam jamfi ho a see a be 100 million
sem ma ho na sem ni ha twaso o fa sam jamfi asem ba se yem fa
do mo
amuni sen ko fa ma o bi si mi nye dinti ma edu ko fa sam asem ba ye nwie
enti obi ye besre
mate
akurase makananu bi omo di proposal bi by so okay ye say ne chese sikanu kura na sa sanitary pad omo say abro so be $200 million as a
obi we asem oni hwe ka
sesika
after sanitary pad ani kokoro na eko
yetimi di so akurafo na asene o
okay
yetimi di so akurafo no asene this year odoto bira or the 3,000 champagne 30,000 excavator say receipts no sika no yetimi di so odoto bira akurafo na asene
na then omo ya assembly ne IGF omo ne ma omo de
ye kun no we say IGF eda no omo boys ne ba kwa be chura illegal activity bi ya nkra no ehia se age ho tax who told you a tax this assembly yenye tax o a rate fines ne fees yenye tax the central government kwa na tax nti obi besre de omri ye krafo no entwa yie enye obi ade me dey I base my argument on the matter the mahunu ni mo akasa wo friend krofo a wo mo adi mo adanse as cocoa farmers
very well
ebia DC apprentice was friends
DO apprentice
ebia je obi na 100 acres memsum de krukuru ebia comensem nti no o ka asem no a me jili dipa ba ko afre na western north ni
western north ni no adwefo ani no
yes and sana minuanom me cousins na me from fi asem
ko oni mo mu dimbo o cousins untimi mo mu
me mo mo dina mo nkwachi akofi
na kwachi o wan kwachi
no for ton scholarship
obi kwachi obi a
kansa nkotu
na de unia wo si uni nua bia wo ba bia wo
kwachi ni say
wo busu e mo pa na ye
koko enyam de say
koko ya koko ba
enti obi eye asem a esi ehwe ne ye ebiem amedi wie no
nana ya abeme
koko ebo kofom enunti ye hwen cocoa boso se wugiri se aban we ena ne wo 2019 ebepim 2024 covid ne world order eni somewhere baye agana kwa so ye mu ayetimi survive bepim na 4 months
is very regrettable
4 months pe month mi muti cocoa so na se mo pa na covid beto mamre so ha ene senka Ghana ye kotoma Russia for
some pine nkano nana ya
obi pacho omuda pacho mama bibi kan
sa we na wo se ohwe ne me hu the source no
source ni fi
the page no enye Professor Michael Quay official page he created in his name and he can update you with an article
but article you on the Troy
no he didn't write it
how
he didn't write it I've seen it.
You've seen it too?
Yeah.
Obi who person we Gumbe.
No, let me get it for you. The original article. Page created with his name. In the Professor Michael Fay fans who said
and you're on a chair. Me go buza you on the chair.
Busa.
Lebi ba asema e wo mu na ye no kore.
No, but you can refer to Asɛm
that you get me asema e wo mu na ye no kore because everybody
no Nipano was trying to explain
yes.
The problems in the cocoa sector
yes.
They didn't start today.
Nobody is saying nobody is saying Asɛm cocoa sector when you kwadu upon kumakasa no or can fluctuation nature or can challenge a buyer but don't go and the amount into now better ha musi ya research musi ya ye na ya nya ni ye na wo ye ni ye na wo say no a
Sampine
obi asam besem ka cho se nkrofo we ohun hwensam okekoda so bo side dream of Russia Ukraine war they are still dreaming
me ba maka Russia Ukraine war asem
me ba cho me ba
okay
oda so on kasa bio ye wie oda so Russia Ukraine war oda so covid mu ye nyenya covid mu sam elevi yen mu sa je tax free ye ho ya yare no obi o yare a ono ohun ne ho ano masa age tax free no eno krampo ya ankasa like a lamb to the slaughter we pay the tax asema e da we obi se ne etie bia aban aye nhyeche yesu wo tua 90% na makam se bibia ye ka otemasio se bi enkoyi ya whatever it is nipa nya happier ye dialogue nti ne won panyimfo aka 1000 Ghana ena woka kasi e wo mu no kura ban decide say obe pushi amam in spite of whatever is going on around the cocoa sector no it is aka 1000 ACDs a enye no ane say ye betina se esa mo so mo dwene Ghana ho a
I don't know with any price
me pa cho se mo dwene Ghana ho a anka mo kura mpo no ka mo betwe se o nhihye ye ben abanye timi atua senhihye ben ne be because the ask whatever whoever said this whether it's Prof Okwe whether any fans bibia ye close to him say what is happening no enye ne esi hwe ade a ohun se wo hihye blocks no wan hihye ne ye wa ma cement ankom ebobo saa one day wo ho be na adwiri wo na adwiri se hu en na esi no 8 years of neglect of the cocoa.
Papa.
Sometime many.
Who see Dina Kono be and blocks you know who you know HCB to Azuna Drigua. Who you making
BB Foundation. Because 8 years of cocoa board. Let me make a account. 8 years. Oh, there is no way.
Echo fans many more.
Make us many more money pan. Castle your more fans. Why analogous persons or whatever. 8 years of mumu obianim what went on at cocoa board enuntina semo crown
just 1 year what's going on. The rot is bigger than it was.
What rot? There is no rot.
Oh
eba ye no oh say sankofo ye hu omomobo eba ye sesei nanka
Land Cruisers pickups
eba ye no nanka ye ba ye na ne be ye forensic audit ye de to ho se obi anhwa. The cocoa sector is a very sensitive sector. It will be a one near CSC manage. Otemase. Oh, so see down. Obi obetimi I build the blocks are a year week. Na obi paka so baba be ye layer injury. Mo ankasa mo ana monipa na e ka no. or see adeɛ na da hɔ no, you cannot blame one government, you cannot blame one person. Say your Professor Michael Page, say any Page, he has said it, and he's a leading member of the NPP. Say Nkrofo na atwrama no say dey it is there. Omama meka say no na troye, it is there, and you cannot behave as if somebody is innocent. Ye koko farmers no omo ho hian. Ye koko farmers say ye hwe say bibia sise no ensibio. Ye koko farmers say e ma wo ho to wo mo. It is very very important say e be yesa. The fact say reduction bia be me si bibia ansay ye bibia mu ye bibia nwiri ye. Because se bibia dwirimpa ye betimi a repair on their side. The difference I can enye match so omo ye dissatisfied that America crab won't bet me at Nasi because yen ntimi na han kan kire wo mo so me dissatisfied. We need to get a group more than what we have had as a team to go to government to say papa coming to the ye buy say cocoa farmers abaho. Ultimately cocoa farmers be about His Excellency Mahama ho. The doors of the Flagstaff house is not close to them. They can come any day anytime and His Excellency Mahama will listen. Oh,
that then one you still with engagement that then one from say senior person
ultimately obe from any day anytime no the readiness for him to pay whatever no into wetimi aka say nhyehyeye ya ye nhyehyeye say dia mam na media de wo mu na moma ni hia mo ene say ye ba be ye be process ye kokoo no my dear obi uni say me po asempa yes for how long are we going to even sell our beans? There should be a plan for us to move away from selling our beans to process it into a finished product for us to export. Because they say China for cocoa. The days that Ghana was the sole EU of cocoa, they were Cote d'Ivoire, they have always been there. The competition is becoming higher for cocoa beans. Who named the Oceanic Dam crowd who do another breeder with time, a higher breed than what we have. So the time has come for us to innovate. The time has come for us to see say ye cocoa no cry be turn internally. Now a buy crampa fanning na ma your friends all these barricali bune one more me chocolate me cousin be cry chocolate. The real chocolate niche.
Okay.
Otima say one mun nyina say ne be nya raw material na ye this half finished product no akwa ma no ne ga na nya din. Eno no mon ka ho asem. Eno no ehia mo. Just a mood via negativity mean who's NPP for Akasa. I'm a woman the plan be a bar a boa Ghana for because some peg Ghana for. They don't like Ghanaians since near 2 tier woman. At the book came off with say His Excellency Mahama is still nipa Ghana for penasem. When you conquer yema will be my mekase or yam pen mo bois. No kase bikeke and I'm not saying say I am the Asema make I want it. Don't change it because His Excellency Mahama or no ankasa. His Excellency Mahama or no ankasa we creani makano wa ha. Oye creani. How do you know so diako kwa? Ode na wo ho. Me so ne na wo ho.
Mo na mo kan. The biggest jene and the biggest what is Nikoko ahan.
Onim ahan sen. When I decided they would dia koko. Or your farmer himself, there is no way or better farmer. Asema make no umbe so beti. Me simple say me chira wo say. Stakeholder meeting say you bet you nkofo sika His Excellency Mahama na bet you nkofo coupons ama wo mu yes koko hwehwem me say His Excellency Mahama
ya ko join this for was just na
me say one na bet you coupons me ba cho mo mutua den
we ko join this for
me ba cho mo mutua den e de be na mutua ye mu didi pi mu gigi sika
ya ka kokko
me say mu gigi sika mo dia dia mo pese mo ka mo
Can I don't hear to a
I am saying arrangements have been made to pay
What banner your bonnet?
They say arrangement have been made to pay.
Now, person to say, one may be a cocoa, no, my joy.
Me papa, your cocoa farmer. Me papa will no cocoa farmer. Yes, cocoa farmers or a cocoa farmer. Now cocoa politicians who hear cocoa farmers who hear. One just in today.
In January, Asɛm. Me na conclude and fan come papa.
What creative phantoms to say, and I mean, you are not one crying.
Me see me papa come pine were wounds in cocoa.
Asɛm me person Mitchell. Share obi me kasa wa man kasa ono also wa interrupt him o twa me
sampa
enemy nua
no fa na no se manen kasa nana ya ma me
na wontia na no ya me bie
sampa jawo
ope tenya na ni amra simozini
na wo ni ade nje me ya urade yagopo the point is that the me can say obi there are new interventions ayepo you interrogate you. We need to interrogate and see how it's going to help, and that is the most important thing. Maybe I still
there's something in there voting for the first time.
Oh, but you say AF. The problem is now the pricing warranty. The pricing it should be now it will be automatic according to the indicator.
And only 70% will be locked.
That is the point.
Law.
That is it.
So every world market FOBB 70% will go to the farm.
Ultimately, these are new interventions also.
That's really what. All this. But
legislative. Me say legislation ba na che say a new thing. Ultimately, the mra, the beshem. These are things that are very interesting. As I see it, me come once. We walk as on cash you. You can say the pharmacy be and the of some pine. We pa mayor of Kumasi pa yeah you dey work any.
Now the work as a work at the say.
Let me Kumasi. There's always room for improvement. There's always room for dialogue.
Obi,
me I always believe
what's the president Ababe Ekwafosika wati to 10 million ye kan wo de e kan say
I'm kind me pa cho me say there's room for dialogue.
Happy birthday to my lovely husband Mr. Bernard Bakpo Akwe, all the way in the US of A, Oklahoma City, from your sweet beautiful wife Mrs. Akwe, also in the US of A. Wishing you all the love and happiness in the world. Ain't Mr. Bernard Bakpo Akwe, US of A, Oklahoma City, happy birthday to you from your sweet wife, Mrs. Akwe, also in the US of A. Have a fantastic birthday. We say Obi, please, today their greetings from abroad to Nanaya. Obi, you see why people brand politicians as dishonest? When this government was in opposition, they talked as if Ghana is an island and managed to convince Ghanaians that despite any shocks from whatever external sources, the government of the day should be able to deal with such situations without any hit to the ordinary Ghanaian. They never issued any caveat in any of the cocoa promises they made. In the midst of the COVID pandemic, Nanado's government paid all workers without any delay or reduction. What a big shame. Godi Ewo.
And he also charged a tax.
Obi, ask Honorable Sampine what the NPP would have done if they were faced with a situation now where there is a sharp decline in the world market price of cocoa. Frank Pedro Asare, Esquire, no the way about
Pedro, no, 8 years, you bedi akunya. 8 years, world market price for cocoa. A coastal a form. Prices were stable. Yan travel be a haircut to cocoa. Into mommy Samson Cabay day, the near Bayano, yea, into your who's situation in Ibida, into Pedro, Sana Assemblity. Now, Okram no one finished business. Nature for the social mammy.
May I say,
or see another Yawa.
Obi, so the problem is the purchasing clerks or DOs who have already purchased from farmers at the previous rate, but are yet to have quality control of cocoa board to inspect, grade, and seal will lose. How do they make up for the laws? And why should a farmer lose when CMC had the option of selling them at $12,000 but decided otherwise? I'm a cocoa farmer. I have a cocoa farm at Manson Esuadai. in the Amansia South District, where a former DCE for the district, Kwame Poku, CID, and on the way. So I book ran a phone also.
Oh, yes, sure, Zenidia.
Now what for you?
I will let you popo.
Kwame
Poku CID for the cocoa, meaning Kwame Poku CID, or catch him so cocoa.
Most of the young guys are who must see. Especially
me pacho me mo biadi me se Kwame Poku CID asem na meka me mo biadi
afu ye no enti so akoto Bentley ana Lamborghini a odinam no bibi me manka na hana ngani se me ye cash
that's all the cash you born ho oh would also be obetimi aye farm ade Wama
nye farm no ti se dada mano dada busy no who dey want me nye farm.
Today may seem like a field day for my good friend Sampine. I can assure 100% that senior Sampine will attempt to capitalize on the reduction in the cocoa buying price, turning it into a political propaganda to paint us in a bad light. But Ghanaians know the truth. No amount of mischief or spin can overshadow the reality we face as a country, looking at the reduction in the global market price. This decision was really not an easy one. However, true leadership is about taking difficult decisions in difficult times for the greater good of the entire nation. We must not forget the economic challenges we inherited. Challenges created by those who chose political convenience over responsible governance. We if we Paul de Susu and Odiwe Abre Paul Yadasi. Obi, good evening. Farming is becoming unattractive in this country, and if care is not taken, people will abandon farming, which leads to food shortages. I entered maize farming last year, and as I'm talking to you now, I have over 100 bags of maize packed at a warehouse with no buyer. Those who are ready to buy today, they will buy at a bag at 400 cedis, and with that one, they would even bring you payment after 1 month. The money I invested into the farm, if I sell all the 100 bags at the prevailing rate, I'll run at a loss. So there is no need going into farming again. Very sad. Wow.
Me last year and the last 2 years, what my kind of hada, me bro, me boka. Last year, na me expect say me try 500 bags. I ended up the me akwa no 50 bags.
Yes.
Na weather no ka ho. Na ne bo no so ahwan aba fom. Enti me hwe say mesan dey go warehouse. Na betua bosumi bia obetua storage. Say the cocoa board for cocoa man cotton wo mu tua storage. E ka dey do so. Na me hwe na me my experience say this say menhu rain party ni ye ene na sefo a menya dia media because last 2 years me boka pa last year boka heavy yes ene din na ya ne din na
no cocoa ka
but enu ye bro
What's the cash you know?
The bro fast here.
It not go for ton 400 Ghana cedis.
Esa ban papa.
There be the obi say your former central for better and I maybe or calculating the inputs no near there.
Input no say or ton 400 na.
Oboka say be na make no. Me example e be na make.
Brona bunti na
brother from every need to look at it there's a glass.
Brona from no possible say brona but the best is say aban we I was so research no so na yenyame na na Yaa Juntuah so anu na kosi puso say enkoso
me like kosi heaven
say omu ese omu dwene bia ho so mbema equilibrium bia ba emo bia ho atono a na nkom betumi ama buffer stock ato abro ni nyina a certain rate bia ebeboa farmers no encourage them to no need aba papa badola kopom aba papa badola kopom na cocoa
community
4 months what here can say
okay food distribution on say those days na nka ya the food distribution you betimi cross the food distribution no
about okay world global situation right what can say fuel
ya pet silos near the
abro kai say identity petrol boarding because that time no not crude
world market price no
na cost that time na Iran na for crude
and the Ukraine one that to gina mu kra chen
that time
obi ma crude ba no
na eba tema covid no buy no ebo no koya to with the container ba kurati poso na the fi China na so for na it was about $12,000 from $3,000 a group $12,000 into would the way nyina kan bom a na we give say petrol ni ebebubu ni say ya choba ankwan
boy.
Oh, Dr. Bernard.
Dr. Bernard Koboy, ko na me chia pa wuni ha basa.
Original chairman.
And incoming for a future pay or microphone ni bi. Flag bearer of NPP future. No kwa nam de na ye yanka ene. E de be na egugu machima de no so. Enti me de chia be ma Bernard Okoboy. Na okosi se na wuni he ya hanye.
Hanye.
It's in the Shiki Abraham Phil.
Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas.
And then you bridge it and Kurani. Chairman Matthias Nomne.
Yes.
Obia Chairman
Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
You be saying about World Cup or Junior, but
World Cup on.
Fundraising.
It was AT&T Stadium and go match or crab.
So
F2.
When you ticket.
So Ghana be about match back.
Oh, that you one more year through home.
Why the catcher?
Almost Boston, and Philadelphia, and Toronto.
Yes, oh my, you cramp say you can't.
Dallas.
Dallas. Oh,
Arlington,
Dallas. Stadium F2 match. AT&T. Oh,
Charlington, Mayor, when I'm going to introduce you. Golden Tree chocolate no man children said the city or mommy state recognition.
Okay. Me introduce Golden Tree na muntimi to machines ma CPC in fa nya adwuma.
One a ritual CPC. No. Me dem see na because concentration ye bo no amatiti so no 10 million na mo ye from tika so no. Na eduru ba bia be kan retooling any processing no a de ye ba ye be ye no ye be kire. Processing nipa so be no kwa between 2017 and 2023
Whitney Houston, I look to you.
That's one of my favorite nyampa.
Mate. Mama Yenti, I look to you from the beautiful song.
Inti say sana enkomo no akwakoye. In fact, a very risky. Na nyameni no kwaldi. Enkomo no enye de. Nyameni no kwaldi. Enkomo no enkoyi since ndra meti sa asem no ayemi ya na NPP for so ashase amudi ye propaganda NPP for ashase amudi eye propaganda serious one, and it is sad to say the aircon and for lose interest in farming. Also Ghana was here. Farming Ghana and farm amana kwa sebi 1 year obobrane nkoyi na uye den ukoye afuo ana se ohu kire wa ohiani na ye afuo sana Africa ha especially Ghana ya lebu farming nti yehu koko kuani a yehu emu kuani a yehu chese any crop cash crop bi yehu mokuafo na yembu omu ani die bi o se edima won yemfa mom because we think say omu no eye ehiafo omu no sebi omu hu enhye den hia ma society no because omu bobra na nyi ena modi akofa koku anase kuya barentesa he abucha nkofo tu kwan ko bibiri ho no mo koye kuya wo ko Brazil. I'm telling you, anya Brazil nko Spain nkofo Italy nkofo kudua mu nkofo koye kuya agriculture, but the ama hodie no ay different echen ye die no and say hono mu use technology ni more, the modern tools, modern equipment no more. But Obagana ha yegusu akita brantan machet sekan kutukurudu na yɛde dɔ kwen aso anka ebetimi the plow machine ebetimi the grader, a whole lot of equipment modern one and aba a ebetimi ayusu na yɛde ayɛ afuo modernize one. But Ghana, Africa, yɛmpɛ saa ade no. And I don't know why we are not even doing that. That is why I'm going to go because your breaduma free physically. You stress yourself. You have to sweat. You have to apply force, energy, full energy before say obey me and your pisonia. Imagine say wodo nsɛm nyinaa okita brantan do nsɛm nyinaa be fie de be kokɔ but oko aborɔfo kuroma anyɛ saa na tie aborɔfo kuroma anyɛ saa na tie ɔmo use machines nti nkɔfo tu kwan bebree bi wɔ no ma ɔyɛ abana adwuma wɔ ha ɔkɔ tu kwan na ɔmo dina kɔtena mumu na ɔdɔ ɔmo dina kɔtena warehouse na package nneɛma you see ne nyinaa yɛ agriculture. Sɛ Ghana yɛma yɛni anda hɔ a ebeduru baabi obiara nwura kua yomu. Ghana yɛma yɛni anda hɔ sisei kokoo yi a price so ate no ɛboa bi bɛka ho kora na nipa no ɔmo yɛ ɔmo adwene sɛ ɔmo yɛ ɛboa no ka ho no kora na ɔmo yɛ na ɛso ayɛ den ateɛ ɛboa no bɛka ho no kora na ɔmo yɛ na ɛso ateɛ. You get it? So was say a buying way and this a buying. Very careful on that sector. And this I will be go buying any massive because your papa can phone, your mammy can phone. Oko sebi, ye couldn't get from your villages in ma, omudi tinti mine, omono to a ba a ma political party every name. Couldn't be a no show. But okay, papa can phone out me no more casano convince no what you vote. Now after taking their vote, what will you do in return? And it's obey making sure say obey maintaining the price of goods and services so omudia. In you say another way I understand say international market price declining. But this is not what we were expecting. In fact, I am here because my father, my parents, they are all farmers, and we were once what farmers, huh? My dropping pa. We were once farmers. You get it? So it tells you, you can understand the feelings. Me, my dropping be yakwada, but the juma. That is why I understand the feelings of Kukufa. Hey, yes, Kukuko. The shell emomu kari okona se wonyi sika wa no po obufuafuo wa hwia koko krache no kra kasa ho a unya bobia de bebu ne tirimaku no. You get it? Nti eya se koko kwani ebeye adwuma for 3 good months na onya ketua na ebeti se ketua no kra e bakra na yasenya teso. In fact, very pathetic, and I'm not here to defend any political party. I'm not here to speak for any political party. This is absolutely not good. And yet, I was saying this year, buying more money down. Some people for and say be a papa no mama sa a year for pim no said no Yaa Juntuah a copying wa any quance mobile motwaso. You have to what reset it. That is why you told Ghanaians you are coming to reset this country. Or someone making sure someone be reset your mind way. Every sector of the economy, every sector or some reset. Because how do you not me gamiti me support it in case cool price of matters no for no year mum fan is debi me you can imagine say me my dog cocoa be case near na me my store me cocoa go on me the train new price I call am say matters so adwuma bloggers dollar number former bending yam kubisa blogger bia kubisa YouTube bia obia oye dwon online bia say dollar number for na ye ni da wow go ask dollar number for na say wow ye YouTuber do you understand yo da wow Asɛm but for the sake of this country you know na ya som sa nti enu enu makuafo ya papa no ya maame no di aye die se mo pomani ya mo som sa na munye den mo me mo mpa ni enu nso ntwope but then this about me ka kire mo make sure we ebeka so na monko enko manim emma bibi fufuro happen. You have to maintain it and even upgrade it na mo kukuafo ani nji because ya maame na mabre e papa na mabre kukuafo ho mo bo oh papa ni me maame omo ho mo bo I'm telling you me maame duru baby mutimi suo koko no ne kese o kwoti koko no kwatimi botim asoso atimi twaw uya wo de kogu aboye efe na boye na wa bo okope nkrofo mbra mo bebo mi koko bi man wa nu aduane no mo betina na obi abo papa na obi adidi kama ni na e kaw. I'm telling you ni na e ka I am sharing my experience. I am sharing my experience to you guys. Ubo koko ni wie na wo de kogu baby for about 7 good days. About 7 good days. Now honum afedo we are going to say ni be brownish after 7 days no and 6 days ni be brownish. Wa kwose sending na no so Jesus okopem krofo mo wo be soa se do so a te obusuafo ntimi nso kokko na wo Jesus okopem krofo mo wo be soa na mo de kokogu baby I fe na paso na mo num for about almost 2 weeks. Ubenu kokko ma dan na yimu asesere ni nyina no about 2 weeks as a kokko na ho na hu wia yasen apakagi de gu bottom sakim asenya soa eno so wanya nipa besena kofaka anaso bepin kofo yesi ya agusem ntie maame no kokko kafo mon kafra why ya papa na mon kafra nim se John Muhammad sisi ni abre all research o man wi but anyo ono a na aba eno no ntie esremu nso ni na epacho obi enye NTC ni o menye NPP ni but man no ene mpese oyo waya we see demonstration ne hwan yempese bi baba asumdiem ye de atena kuroma ne ho atoy kire wadwi ko message ni makra bye bye.